So hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. This is Analytics and AI. This is Intelligent Automation, a Dealership Roadmap. So that's what you're about to watch. So I am Lauren Guderyon. I am the DIS Analytics Product Specialist, and I will be helping moderate today's session. So we are very excited to have you here, and we're hoping that by the end of today, you'll kind of walk away at least with a few new AI buzzwords to casually work into your next meeting. So I'm excited to introduce our presenter, Udi Naamani. He is our Analytics Initiative Manager, the guru himself, who will be leading us through today's discussion. So before we jump in, just a few quick housekeeping notes. Today's session will be recorded, and we'll send out the recording via email within about 24 hours, so you can revisit it or share it with anyone who couldn't join. We also love to make this interactive, so please feel free to drop your questions into the Q&A at any point during the presentation, and we'll cover as many as we can at the end. And if we don't get to yours, don't worry, because I will follow up afterwards to make sure we get it answered. So, and finally, please take a moment to complete the survey at the end of the webinar. Your feedback is so important to us, and it really helps us continue to improve these sessions for your value. So with that, we talked about letting Dex give the webinar today, but we decided there's some real value in hearing it from the expert himself. So we'll let Udi take it from here.
Thank you very much, Lauren, and thank you very much, everybody, for joining today's webinar. As you now know, my name is Udi. I am the Initiative Manager at DIS Corp for the Dealer Analytics Initiative, and Lauren already presented herself. Just this weekend, the Cedar Point roller coaster park in Ohio opened to the public. Some of you belong to the group that loves roller coasters and will take the family to experience them. And some of you, I'm sure, belong to the group that does not and will try to avoid getting on these things as much as you can. At the same time, we are experiencing a different kind of a roller coaster of technology that is driven by the rapidly advancing data technologies. From the digital transformation element of this roller coaster, which we already experienced, to the data analytics element of this roller coaster that we are riding right now, to the artificial intelligence that is coming next, and all the way to the intelligent automation that, at least for now, will close this ride. Unlike the roller coaster in the park, here, whether you are having fun with the G-forces or you hate them, there is no choice. No different than any other business. Equipment dealers are in for the ride. In today's webinar, we will review the different elements of these roller coasters and maybe think a little bit about what we can do about them. Dealers went onto this ride with the push for digital transformation. That's what started it all. Your dealer management system is a significant provider of digital transformation for equipment dealers. It is supported additionally by other specialized pieces of software and applications, like in the case of rental management or CRM, or for those of you that are doing fleet services and so on. Digital transformation moves workflow from paper to computer, and by doing so, increase operational efficiencies. It is about increasing productivity. The difference in productivity is so significant that Jeff Bezos can say there is no alternative. And most people on this webinar are now on this technology roller coaster for that purpose. Throughout the presentation, have fun with the quotes that we put on the bottom of some of the slides. The data technology that enabled this change are things like better computers, databases, report generators. While they are still improving, these enablers are 20 years old now. Most of you are familiar with this technology. Not too many equipment dealerships operate without some software to manage their operation. It is a common knowledge and widely accepted. Those of you who are still on paper to process work might consider getting a DMS. Without it, you have no digital data and are left off of this roller coaster. For those of you who use DMS and other softwares, you might want to consider ways to maximize the return on the investment that you're already doing in it. It is not too rare that I hear users of DMS systems telling me that they are not using it correctly, or that they realize that they don't use a significant portion of it, that they are paying for it but are not using. The best user you are of these DMSs, the more data you have, and the better you are ready for the next element in this ride. The dealers group of Constellation is a good place to look for a DMS if you have one, or if you do not have one, or outgrown what you already have. Dealers is a group of DMS makers that cover all verticals, any size dealership, any complexity, from a single roof to a private equity owners. DIS, which is a member of this group, alone covers agricultural, construction, material handling, and temperature control, and offers additional digital conversion software for specialty applications, like I mentioned before, rent or CRM or payments, and so on. The next element on the ride is data analytics. Hold tight. We are on it right now. Your digital transformation tools are doing a good job of collecting digital data. However, they are fairly bad at using it for analysis purposes. How many reports do you generate when you try to understand an issue? How much time does it take? That is because you use report technology for a purpose that it's not designed for, analysis of data. Data analytics eliminates that, automates views with data that is always updated, and lets your team understand their data faster, so they can determine data-driven actions that drive improvements. When you can measure and manage your metrics, you obviously increase profitability. Data analytics is mostly about profitability, not so much about productivity. Take, for example, the case of efficiency and productivity of technicians, right? Data analytics came out with the introduction of new technologies like the cloud, big data, new approaches to structuring data. Some of you may have heard, about the snowflake, about whatever, the star structures, and so on, and the introduction of business intelligence and visualization tool. These technologies are newer, but you already hear about them, and they are almost in our rear mirror. Data analytics change management culture to be data-oriented and data-driven. Making intuition-based actions does not look that logical anymore to most of us. As we advance, manager and at dealerships all levels understand they cannot manage when they do not measure, and if they do not have the numbers they need to analyze and support what action to take. Analytics shows where the process does not work, so the ROI on the past investment in the DMS increases, and data is cleaner for the rest of this ride on this roller coaster. It gives dealers the edge. If you are not yet using analytics tool, consider making the decision to do it and focus on profitability. Because now you can, because the technology and the tools are there. Do not let old culture and habits stop the dealership from its potential. Not adopting maybe, you may consider it, think about it, it may be a larger risk than the potential pain of adoption. If you are considering adding an analytics tool, you may want to consider tools that integrate with the DMS, or be ready to get into the investment of data acquisition and management. When making decisions, look at cost, evaluate dealer expertise of the supplier. Will it be usable by all the team members at the dealership, or is it ready now, or you need to now spend months to create a bunch of dashboard before any ROI is seen. ROI of we prepared a small ROI calculator for DIS Analytics, just to show it to you quickly. Plug in the new benchmarks that you think are possible and see the possible returns. This is not a magic tool. The analytics is not a magic tool, right? It still requires you to adapt and to use it. But if you put your different metrics into such a calculator, you will see very quickly the returns. And the returns on using DIS Analytics, if you do the work to adopt it, can be significant. Dealer Analytics is an example of an analytics platform that was made by dealers, specifically for dealers. At DIS, dealership business is our business. That's what we do. So we can provide a set of standard analytics dashboard that cover all the key metrics of all the departments of a typical equipment dealership, which users take advantage of to get going immediately after they sign on. With multi-packages of dashboards, as you can see up here, users can select a bundle that fits their need and their budget. No more emails of reports or Excel sheets and re-emails. Once it's corrected, everyone gets access to the dashboard and data they are authorized to access on a mobile device or from the same web app they use for other applications. And it is updated every day. What they see is is as accurate as yesterday data. The solution is built over a capable data platform that is DMS agnostic, will take data from any source, allows those who want to create their own custom analysis, and positions its users well for the rest of the ride with quality data that they understand, they can trust, and they can visualize. Covering 9 departments in the dealership, including rental, CRM, and fleet services, Dealer Analytics provides about 25 to 30 analytics dashboards that end up providing a complete coverage, avoiding managing hundreds of Excel sheets. Just use 25 to 30 of these dashboards to cover all the information that you need. Easy to work with. They are visual. They are self-explanatory. They are designed to make decisions. With better process and better data, dealers are getting ready for the next element of this ride, artificial intelligence. Data is becoming the driver all around us. Structured data, unstructured data, whatever the terms are, with it, artificial intelligence can now provide deep insights and recommendations that are so meaningful that some of our users are telling us they were able to find options and approaches they didn't even think about before they asked the artificial intelligence assistant. Insights with critical thinking explore challenges and change management. The technologies that enable this exciting element of the ride are still evolving and include things like large language model. I'm sure we all heard about ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, or the data process capabilities that your data center, we all heard about those struggles all around us, can give you. Chatbots and the evolving cousin of the chatbot, the agent. You may think of different AI assistants as the killer app. The first Apple cell phone of this technology, of artificial intelligence. Most of you tried it in some capacity for personal use, or at least in a Google search. It is disrupting also business processes. Not in the future, but now. It changes management with its abilities to rationalize the actions needed. You heard it. You heard it not just from me. The technology is pervasive and disruptive. Your chances to avoid it are not that high. As the roller coaster carts get the speed from the earlier element, and we're going down the big steep now, the technology starts moving really fast. You do not have years but months to stay with it. Aim to participate in some form, so change is more gradual and less shocking to your systems. Start smaller so you and your team can become familiar and trust the tools. Dealer Analytics offers DEX. DEX, as you can see, stands for Dealer Expert. DEX is an analytics AI assistant. You can think of it as a mirror of your management team. Each one expert like that is an expert in the data related to its job, and all work together under one general manager that can get them all collaborate one with the other. You give permission to different team members to work with different assistants. So far, we noticed that users are asking questions when they run into issues while looking into a dashboard, or when someone calls and asks for a specific question, or when they are wondering what is the best way for them to accomplish a task in their role. To show a little bit from Dex, I'll share with you here in that screen, right? You are looking into to understand your sales gross profit. You are looking into understanding your expenses, and you have a question. You come here to Dex, and I'm going to use questions that I recorded ahead of time for that purpose. And you ask the question that comes up from the dashboard. Which expense account are growing the fastest month over month in 2026 and compared to a year ago? And Dex comes back, gives you the executive summary, and goes to give you its key findings, all the different accounts, all the change, the fastest growing year over year, the fastest growing month after month. What are the drivers of change, right? It's intelligent, right? What is the driver of the change? Service discounting is getting really worse. Sales-related freight is rising sharply, right? It gives you what it sees in the data, all the way down to what other analysis you can do in that context. These are my assumptions. These are my key findings. You can see how complete the answer is. What can I do this month to increase profitability? Okay, that's asking a question about my job. Here are the key findings, and what you can do is, these are the drivers of change. This is your best immediate profit lever. This is your best profit lever, and so on, right? You can see the information as it comes. And if this is not exciting enough, here comes the last element of the ride: intelligent automation. This element brings together the artificial intelligence and combines it with process expertise. So AI agents can now complete workflows with the required data-driven actions based on the insights that they have. This is not a one thing, right? It's not a one agent. These are a multitude of agents, each one of them expert in a process that I suggest would work with their human manager best if they are integrated into the tool that these human managers are already using. For example, is it best to have an agent that prepares a quote, or an agent that recommends parts ordering within the business system, so it can readily, so the human can readily utilize and finish the process? The technologies here, the new technologies that enable it, are blend. They really blend with those that enable artificial intelligence in general, while add things like the process modeling and so on. Even though we are now riding very fast, intelligent automation is at an early stage still. it is being adapted to key processes. For DIS, it is not about claiming to be there first and then try to figure out on the go, how do we fix it? But to share with our customer partners something of value when those tools are presented to them and for the lifetime of these tools. DIS has unique advantages of being a part of a group of companies, dividing all these agents, right? Dividing the pursuit between all of them. In addition, the group has a couple of in-house agent development tools that are customized or customizable specifically for equipment dealers' needs. Introduction of new technologies is the time for startup activity. Act with caution on promises made. Seek a partner that will stay with you for the long run and give you less of painful of integration and conversions. In closing, digital transformation is mostly behind us. If you are a dealer, if your dealership, could not complete in the last 20 years, you're catching up. Avoid paper-based processes and whiteboards. Keep adjusting the tools to fit your needs. If you haven't turned your dealership management culture to be data-oriented, you may consider now is the time. We are on the first steep drop of the roller coaster. Shift to leverage the data your DMS software generates and use data analytics for the new management style it takes to remain competitive in this market. Track and manage key metrics daily with correcting actions on time. With a data-oriented culture, you will place the dealership to embrace artificial intelligence and take advantage of assisting agents. Do not wait. The speed of technological change increases. Intelligent automation will be here faster than you can imagine. It is the most exciting part of the roller coaster. Be patient. It is a technology on the move. It changes rapidly. Make sure to take on with a partner you trust. And a partner that is going to be with you here on the next element of the roller coaster. With that, I will encourage you to reach out. We'd love to hear from you. Reach out if you'd like a custom run of the return on investment calculator. Reach out if you'd like to learn more about artificial intelligence or intelligent automation, or if you have a project in mind that you want to work with. DIS Analytics would love to be your partner in those adventures. And as I said, we already have the platforms to develop those. So reach out, and I included here a couple of email addresses to send emails to. Don't hesitate. We are here for that. And with that, I'll open it for questions through Lauren.
Yes, if you guys, there should be a little question box at the top right of your screen. So feel free to drop any questions. They can be about DIS Analytics. They can be about AI. They can be about what's to come. Anything you want. I will give you guys just a minute here, just in case, you know, somebody's a slow typer like me. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead. We do have one Udi so far, but I see a couple more coming in. So could we skip part of the roller coaster? They're asking, could we skip data analytics and then just go straight to automation? You know, why do we have to go in this order?
Yes. As always, absolutely, you can. It's the question of how gradual the change is, how you're moving in this process, and it's a question of what you're trying to change. So, our intelligence, intelligent automation is addressing again productivity, right? It goes back to address productivity. Analytics and artificial intelligence are trying to address more of your management. They are moving you into a management style that is data oriented. So if you jump in between, right, you can continue improving your productivity, but you will not get to improve your management, and that is going to put you behind. If you start with analytics and support it with the assistance of the artificial intelligence, you change your management, you increase your profitability, and then you increase your productivity again.
Perfect. Okay, here's another one, Udi. It's all about trust. It says, how do we trust these AI agents, these automations, all of this technology? I'm assuming they're just basically saying it's acting so fast. How do we keep up and maintain that trust on our data?
That's again, start with it step by step, right? If you are using analytics today, you are immediately seeing all the problems in your business system in the data that you generate, because the process is not that great sometimes, but you can see it, you can fix it, you start making decisions based on it, and that process starts getting you to understand the data and start building your willingness to accept what the data is saying, and it starts building the culture in the dealership to move based on what the data says. And then as you move into artificial intelligence, suddenly it comes back, and something comes back and tells you things that you may want to do, or things in your data, which nobody is going to cause you to say, oh, no, don't. He doesn't know what he's showing me. And it moves you into more of the position, as I mentioned in the presentation, of, oh, you know what, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. I didn't see that in the data. Or start appreciating how fast the answer comes to you, instead of looking. Somebody comes and asks, which machine did we sell this year for the $620,000? I think it was in March. And what document is it on? Right? Instead of now going and looking for that, go to your assistant, and within a second it's there. Get used to that, and then you'll start the trust of your team in what you get is going to increase. And by the time you go into automation, it's even less transparent with you, right? You say, okay, I want to open a work order. Bam, here it is. Here is the work order. Done. Right? It's automated. If you want to trust it at this point in time, go for the journey, right? Go through it. Starts with, as we said, as the roller coaster is built, right? Start with that. It's gonna get your stomach into the right place before you go onto this big loop that goes up.
Perfect. Udi, there's a few questions, but they're all kind of tied together. So they want to know, is this part of the analytics program? Is it an add-on? Is there a cost for Dex? Is it replacing analytics? And when will it go live, if so?
Cool. Thank you for the question. Yeah, Dex is part of analytics. It's an analytics AI assistant. At this point in time, there is no additional cost, although I would say at some point in time, they'll probably have to incur some cost. But I would also say that the way AI works, which, as I say, you already experienced, it is more of a usage base. So expect it to be able to be charged when you are overrunning the usage, right? At that point in time, you are gonna you can expect to start getting charged, and expect also DIS Analytics to tell you, hey, now you are 90% of it. Now you are crossing it, and you can decide, stop it, I don't want to pay, or yeah, okay, allow me. You can increase my usage to 150% now, okay, and I'll pay the little or the whatever it is extra. But artificial intelligence, for the most part, is a usage based. We haven't made our mind yet, but we're moving in that direction. Dex is now being used in pilot by about 18 or 20 different users, and I expect it by the end of this month to at least some of the Dex experts, right? The accountant one, the service manager one, to be available to you starting from the end of this month into the month of June sometime.
Let's see. That's kind of, somebody asked if Dex was an add-on to Altura, but I think we just answered that. It's going to be in part of analytics.
Yeah. Also, to that point, expect when artificial intelligence is hitting the ground, expect it all to be built inside the workflow that you're using right now. So that is not going to be, I do not anticipate that to be specific to analytics, but that would be wherever your workflow is, that's where you can get the function. That would be my expectation. When it comes to the costing of it, it's a similar answer. Once the usage goes over a certain limit set, then you might get charged. Think about it. I think that's the safest way to think about that. And also, once you get Dex, I would encourage you, especially for our analytics, current analytics users, as soon as you get Dex, start using it, start experiencing it, start taking advantage of it, start building the familiarity with how AI works in your own business, right? What's unique about Dex, right? Remember, at the end of the day, Dex runs ChatGPT or whatever we're choosing for the specific cause. But it has your own data. It has specifically the expertise of a dealership, right? It knows the lingo. It knows what's concerned you. That's what it's trained on, right? And that's what he knows to take into account. So go for it once it's released. Again, by the end of this month, maybe the first week of June, once you get access to it, start playing with it and see how it can help you.
Yeah, it's a great baby step on integrating AI into your business. Okay, I think that's all of our questions. Thank you, Udi, for the fantastic presentation, and thank you guys for joining us today. We hope this gave you some valuable insight into where analytics and AI are headed for your dealerships, along with some practical next steps you can take. So if you'd like to learn more about analytics or Dex or anything we covered today, or you just want to chat AI, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or Udi. We love that. And you'll receive the webinar recording by email within the next 24 hours or so. So keep an eye out for that. And then again, once you exit today's session, you guys will see a quick survey pop up, and we would just really appreciate the feedback. We want to make these super valuable for you guys. So thanks again for spending part of your day with us, and have a great rest of the week.